Hey everybody, I am Neka Williams and I am a virtual assistant and a virtual assistant coach. And so since I'm building a business as well as being a mom, a lot of people asking me, how do you have a work-life balance while also being fully booked? And so with me having two sides to my business, offering services and offering coaching, while also doing all of the things like raising my son, keeping the house in order, having time for myself. So how do you do it all while also not being like overwhelmed? So, well, I'm talking about a couple of things that I do that kind of helps me keep everything balanced. And so, if you get to know me, you know balance is different from everybody for everybody. But me, some days my house is in order, and then some days my business is taking over. And so, it's not a balance of a day to day balance. It's just how I see things at the time. So, what is more important, or what should I prioritize for that day? And so sometimes that is my business so I can get something done. And sometimes I kind of handle my house or my personal life is on the, front, the most important thing that I need to do in that day or that week or that month. And so that's kind of helps me with my balance. But a couple of things that I also do too is number one is I do a lot of time blocking. And so since my son is 8 and he's at school, a lot of my business time is during the hours when he's outside of the house and when he's at school doing other things. So I do a lot of time blocking and I kind of break my day up into different categories. And so I know what I'm working on. And so that doesn't go to say that every day is exactly the same or I work on those that task during that set amount of hours. But it gives me some kind of structure, a guideline or baseline as far as what I should be working on during that time. And so I kind of break my day out into my client work and then also into my coaching side. So early mornings is normally my client work, going ahead and knocking that out. And then after lunchtime is normally when I focus on my business as far as creating content, marketing, engagement, different things like that. So number one for me is definitely time blocking. And then number two for me is squeezing in time in any kind of places that I can like squeeze the most out of it. So anytime like waiting rooms, parking lots, carpool lane when I'm picking up my kid, anytime that I can squeeze some more business in, I go ahead and do that. So definitely last year I dropped him off and picked him up for school. So in the carpool lane, I have done research for clients, client work, coaching calls, client calls. A lot goes down in that carpool lane. So yeah, squeeze out as much as I can in any kind of like downtime that I see. Even if it's like 10 or 15 minutes, I still try to, knock out one or two things. So that's number two is like squeezing out any kind of time you can see, you can find to get in at least one or two things done. Number three for me is incorporating my kid or my family or friends or whatever it is into like my business time or any time that I kind of set to the side. And so with my kid, I definitely do a lot of things where he mimic me. So we'll have tech time where I'm on the computer, he's on his iPad. Or we'll have like planning time where he's in his planner and I'm kind of working on my planner, setting up goals for the week or day or whatever. So I do a lot of things where I incorporate him into my business time, so I can have that extra amount of time that I can knock some stuff out while he's kind of busy doing his own thing too. So that's number three is I definitely try to incorporate him as much as I can. Number four is automation. So I use Zapier and IFTTT to automate as much as I can in my business. As far as like processes that I see that I'm doing a lot, I try to figure out a way that I can automate it so it can do it on its own thing in the on the back end. And so any kind of process that I see that I'm doing a lot, trying to save that time, like any kind of task that is repetitive, save that time and try to automate it, but figure out a way that I can automate it. And then number five is I definitely use a lot of apps. My big thing is I definitely want to run my business from my phone. And so I use so many apps on my phone. It's just easier for me to get something done because I always have that phone. And that's also why I schedule a lot of things. So I schedule a lot of things from my phone. So if it's like Buffer or Hootsuite, scheduling social media posts, even if I schedule them directly inside of my Facebook group, or on my Facebook business page, but also creating Canva graphics or other like Trello, setting up to-do lists. All of that I can do on my phone in a little bit of time instead of pulling out my laptop and doing that. So just keeping that balance of getting things scheduled out. So I'm not, I don't have to focus on that so much. And then the last thing, but the most important thing is I let go of perfection. I let go of perfection. And so the thing for me is that comes back down to balance. It looks different every day. It looks different from last year to this year. Some days my business is like booming. I'm doing so well in my business, and then my house is like, okay, nobody can come over this week. And then it's vice versa. Some days it's like my house is so pretty, and I feel like I haven't done anything in my business. And then just being okay that it's okay if everything doesn't look perfect. Everything doesn't have to be right at all times. And so that has helped me a lot with balancing the different things that I have to do. We're only one person, so we can't do it all. But that's also why I am so needed as a virtual assistant, and why I still offer those services even though I coach, because I know having someone that you can kind of pass off tasks to will help you with that work-life balance as well. So those are my kind of tips as far as how to have work-life balance, even when you're fully booked or you're doing all the things. You have two different businesses. Go ahead and incorporate some of these into your daily, weekly, monthly schedule, and you'll be able to see a little more balance in your life. So if you want to hang out with me, I am in the Virtual Assistant Club Facebook group. Go ahead and join our group. I am on Instagram as Coach Neka. Yeah, and I'm all the places. So you go on my Facebook business page, Coach Neka Said. Podcast is Neka Said, and it's on iTunes and SoundCloud. So I am everywhere dropping tips just like today. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the Virtual Assistant Club Facebook group. Bye.